Hey you guys, it's Miss Alexander, and today we are reviewing Module 1 with Engage New York. Our objective is to review the different concepts and vocabulary words within Module 1. I'm going to do my best to show you chunks of the vocabulary words. Please bear with me as I try to get it set up. Once it's set up, go ahead and pause the video so you can study the vocabulary words in each little chunk. We're going to start off right here. We have place value to unit form. Oh, let me move my mouse. There you go. Pause. Okay, now I'm going to move on. We're going to try to get it where it's, unit form to greater than. And then I'm going to move down to the next set of vocabulary words. We have rounding to addition. And then standard algorithm. See if I can move it down just a tiny bit. Standard algorithm to tape diagram. And then I'll move it down so you can see a tape diagram. So we're going to keep moving down. In my class, we do a daily math review. So we're working on our 2 multiplication facts and our 5 multiplication facts. And then we do our place value charts where we're doing number form, expanded form, and word form. So we're going to start with our review. It says to compare the values of each 5 in the number 551,548. I can use a picture, numbers, or words to explain. I'm going to use numbers and words as my 2 examples. So as numbers, I'm going to see that I have 500,000 is one number. I have 50,000 as a second number. And then I have 500. In words, I would say there are 3 5s in my number. Their place value is, I have 100,000 as one place value. I have 10,000 as another place value. And I have 100. And this explains what my 5s are. 100,000, 10,000, and 100. Let's move on to question number 2. We're going to compare using greater than, less than, or equal to. And we're writing our answers inside the circle, and I'll show you how we do that. We have 243,000 plus 10,000, and we need to figure out if it's greater than 241. So I'm going to jump right here. I'm going to write 234,000 because that's what we had. We're going to add 7 10,000s. So 7 10,000s is 70,000. And now I'm going to add them together. So I know I have the 3 zeros. I have the 4. I do 3 plus 7, which is 10. And okay, 3 zeros. And then the 4 plus 0 is 4. Now I do 3 plus 7, which is 10. I hold a 1 up. I do 2 plus the 1 I'm holding and get 3. So my answer is 304,000. So I'm going to jump and click on the circle and jump into it. I see that one is greater than. So I'm going to come to my scribble, and then I'm going to quick make my greater than sign. I'm going to quick make it bigger and make it 8x so that it's seeable. And now I'm going to do the exact same thing with B. I'm going to do 400,000 minus 2,000. Now, as we're doing this, I know that my hundreds, the first 3 zeros, my tens, my ones, tens, and hundreds stays zeros. Now, when it comes to subtracting 400 from 2, I know I'm going to take 400 and then subtract 2 to get 398. So 893. Oh, 398,000. And I see that this one's the same. So I'm going to quick jump in here, quick grab my scribble still, and make my greater than sign. And then, just so that it's big, I'm going to, okay, we have 1 million, and then this side. So I'm going to come down here. I'm going to do 400,000 I'm going to add 600,000. Okay, I know I have 3 zeros at the end, and it looks like I have 2 zeros before my comma, 3 zeros after my comma, so I've got to add 6 and 4. If I add 6 and 4, I get 10, and remember, every 3 place values we put a comma, and it looks like 1 million equals 1 million. So I'm going to jump into here, grab my scribble, and put, oh, let me try that again, you guys. I'm going to make it big. Once I make it big, my next one I put down will be big as well. I'm going to hit save and close. And then I'm going to come down here and do my last one, you guys. I have 709,000. I'm going to subtract 100,000, which would give me, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do my 3 zeros, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to put my comma. I'm going to work on the left-hand side of my comma. 9 minus 0 is 9. 0 minus 0 is 0. And then 7 minus 1 is 6. So which one is bigger, 609,000 or 708? If you said 708, you guys are geniuses. Keep up the good work. So I'm going to quick do my less than sign, because now I'm going the opposite way. Oops, went too big. Save and close. Okay, so we're going to keep on moving, you guys. I'm going to move my little number 3 down. It says Norfolk, Virginia has a population of 242,628 people. Baltimore, Maryland has 376,865 more people than Norfolk. Charleston, South Carolina has 496,804 less people than Baltimore. So I'm actually going to copy this entire thing, hit Control C, and it says, what is the population of all 3 cities? Draw a tape diagram to model the word problem, then solve the problem. So I'm going to come right over here and look at my other questions, jump into my solve. Again, I'm going to take my little box here because we're going to be using it. I'm going to hit enter, Control C, oops, Control V. I'm going to take this number off so it's smaller. I'm going to move this around so that maybe I can get my number all the way at the top. Make it as wide as possible to make it, maybe didn't work, but that's okay. So we're going to use a tape diagram. So I'm going to make this just a little bigger, you guys. So this one right here, I'm going to go to my scribble. This is going, I'm going to write N for Norfolk. And then right over here, I'm going to do 242,628. But we now need to know Baltimore. So I'm going to click my arrow. I'm going to click here. I'm going to hit Control C and Control V. I'm going to bring this down because this is where we're starting, right? For Baltimore. But I'm going to do another Control V because we have to add. And so I'm going to have add, but the number I'm adding is bigger than what I have. So I'm going to make this box just a little bit bigger, you guys. So I know Norfolk is 242,608. So right here next to here, let me move it. I forgot to hit my scribble. I'm going to write an N right here for Norfolk. And then right here, I'm going to write B for Baltimore because we know we're adding to it. So I'm going to take the 376,865 and write it in right underneath my Norfolk numbers because now I have to add. So I'm writing in my numbers. I'm going to add, and then I'm going to put a B right here, you guys. Now I'm going to add 8 plus 5 is 13. Carry my 1. 1 plus 2 is 3, plus 6 is 9. 6 plus 8 is 14. I drop my 4, carry my 1. 1 plus 2 is 3, plus 6 is 9. 4 plus 7 is 11. I drop my 1. I carry the other 1. 1 plus 2 is 3, plus 3 is 6. So that is Baltimore. But now we have Charleston. So I'm going to go back to my arrow, and I'm going to hit Control V. I need another box. But this time, you guys, our box has to be this big, right? So now that we have it that big, we have to take part of this box away because it's less than what was added. So right now, I'm going to write C, grab my scribble. I'm going to write C for Charleston. Okay, so I'm going to go back to here, and I know right here, my box is going to be somewhere smaller because I'm subtracting. So now I'm going to go ahead and do another Control V so I can add this in, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to do this. And it's just so that you can see what I'm doing. Because we are subtracting it away, I'm going to put it in dots so you can see we took this part away. So now that we have our dots, I'm going to go ahead and subtract the 496,804. So I'm going to quick write my numbers in. Sometimes it's hard when you write your number backwards. And this is going to be Charleston. So I'm going to have to regroup. So I'm going to take from the 9, make it an 8, bring it over. So now I'm going to do 13 minus 4, which is 9. Not 8 minus 0 is 8. 4 minus 8, I'm not able to do. So I've got to turn my 9 there and turn that into 14. 14 minus 8 is 6. 8 minus 6 is 2. I cannot do 1 minus 9. So we're regrouping, which becomes 11. 11 minus 9 is 2, and 5 minus 4, so that's Charleston. So this is what your tape diagram should look like, or something like that. If not, as long as your numbers are right. So I'm going to go ahead and hit save. And then right over here next to it, right above it, I'm going to make my lettering a little smaller. I'm going to say Norfolk, Virginia, 1, 2, 3, is 242,628. And then I'm going to say Brooklyn, nope, Baltimore, Maryland, ... That is 619,493. And I should be writing people because this is what we're talking about is people. And then I need to add in Charleston, South Carolina. And then they are 122,689 people. So because that went down, I'm just going to go ahead and put them in a list. This is going to come in handy when we're working on the rest of our problems. Okay, let me move this just a little smaller. We still have that. Now I'm going to bring it back up. It says round to the nearest 100,000. So because I already wrote down all my numbers, I'm going to copy this so I can bring it in. So I highlighted Control C. It says round to the nearest 100,000 to check reasonableness of your answer for the population of Charleston. So I see that it's that. So I kind of need all of this information. So I'm going to copy everything, hit Control C. I'm going to bring it into my estimate so that I can figure out what I need. Okay. So right here, I'm going to hit Enter, Control V. And it's all okay because we're going to be deleting lots of this. Oh, I didn't mean to just move it over. I was trying to make it bigger. So I'm going to take my A right here and I'm deleting A because we don't need A. We need these other numbers to make sure we have a reasonable answer for South Carolina. Okay, you guys? So the first thing I'm going to do is it said to look for 100,000. So again, I'm going to highlight my 100,000 and underline the number next door. Remember that song I taught, or I had you listen. So I'm going to get all my 100,000s and underline our friend next door. And then we will go see if we have a reasonable answer for our South Carolina. And I took the information we learned so we can move forward. So now I'm going to go to my scribble. We have 242,000. So knowing the 4 is telling the 2 to stay, we have 200,000 for Norfolk. But to get Brooklyn, to get Baltimore, we have to figure out this one. 7, what is that 7 telling the 3? If you're saying raise the score, great job. So that becomes 400,000. So I'm going to quick add this. We get 600,000 for Baltimore. But now we need to subtract. How much are we subtracting? So I go and look, see that the 9 tells the 4 to raise. So it's saying it's 500,000 that we're subtracting. So when we do, we should get Charleston. So when I subtract, you guys, I get 100,000. So if I look at my number, 122,689, is my number reasonable? I'm going to say yes, because if I look at the 2 next to the 1, the 2 tells it to rest, so it rounds down to 100,000. So I'm going to hit save, and I'm going to go right here. And again, I'm going to change my size to 11. And I'm going to say my answer of 122,689 is reasonable because if I round it to the nearest 100,000, I will get 100,000. So let's keep on going. Right here says record each city's population in numbers, words, and expanded form. So know that work I did before right here. I'm going to go ahead, copy, highlight it, Control C, and now I'm going to bounce down in here where it says city and hit Control V. I'm going to do the same thing to all 3. But then what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete 2 of them from each. So the first one, I'm going to delete everything but the Norfolk. The second one, I'm going to delete everything. Oh, I hit the wrong button. But Baltimore. And then guess what? Yeah, we're deleting everything but Charleston and the last one. So I'm going to quick do this. Okay. And then it says standard form. Standard form, you guys, Control C. And then right in here, do Control V. Now right here, I can delete. Here, I'm going to take the number, highlight, Control C, Control V. And then I'm going to just take it off. Here, I'm going to take the answer, the numbers, Control C, Control V, and then I can take it off. Now I have the standard form, which is number form. Now we have to write it in word form. So we have 242,629. Wow. 28. And then I do the same thing here. 19,493. Look at how when I'm doing double digit numbers, I have a hyphen. That is how you write it, you guys. So now we have 122,689. So now that, 600. Now that we've written word form, it is now time to do an expanded form. I'm going to actually take my line and move it over just a little so I have a little more room. So to do an expanded form, we do 2 times 100,000. Then we need to add, you guys, and then we do 4 times 10,000. And then we add, and then we do the 1,000. So we do 2 times 1,000. And because the 2 and the 1,000 is on the same line, I'm going to hit enter because I want them on the same line. And now we go to our hundreds. We do 6 times 100 plus 2 times 10. Oh, I forgot to put my parentheses. You need to do the parentheses so that we know where it's supposed to go. Then we add our 8 times 1. That is that one. And if you want, you can always just copy this and paste in these bottom ones and change the numbers. But I'm going to go ahead and write it out so you can see it. We have 6 times 100,000 plus 1 times 10,000 plus, and I know I need to move it down. We have 9 times 1,000 plus 4 times 100 plus 9 times 10 plus 3 times 1. So here we go. One last one. We have 1 times 100,000 plus 2 times 10,000 plus 2 times 1,000 plus 6 times 100 plus 8 times 10 plus 9 times 1. So this is what it should look like when you have these in standard form, word form, and expanded form. Let's go to the last part, last 2 sections. It says compare the population of Norfolk and Charleston. We know what they are, so all I'm going to do is come right up here. I'm going to copy it, Control C, and then come right down here. I'm going to hit underline. I'm going to change this because I like something different, you guys. I'm going to go Control V. And I'm going to underline it, you guys. And then I'm going to do the same thing with Charleston. I know my numbers are messing up, but that's okay. I can fix it. I'm going to go Control C and then see this line. I'm going to go ahead and hit underline. I'm going to make it Poppins and I'm going to make it 9 and then go Control V. And then I'm going to go right here and underline it again. So what I'm going to do is just hit and then right here, I'm just going to keep hitting tab right like that. And then I'll just bring Charleston back over. Oops. Now I have to figure out which one's bigger, you guys. So now I'm going to go into here. And I'm going to take my scribble. And I'm going to quick say that Norfolk is bigger. Because we can see that. Now here's the last thing we have is our last one. Eddie lives in Fredericksburg, Virginia, which has a population of 24,286. He says Norfolk's population is about 10 times as large as Frederick's population. Explain Eddie's thinking. So the first thing I have to know is what is Norfolk's? We know that. We know this because we had it up here. So I'm going to go all the way up to here where I have it right here. So I'm going to highlight. I'm going to hit Control C. Then I'm going to bring it right down here. So I have it where I want it. So right here, I'm going to go Control V. So he's saying Fredericksburg, Virginia has 24,286 people. So there's a couple ways we could do it, you guys. Okay, here we go. You ready? The way I would do it is I would look at what I'd have to multiply by this to see if it's 10 times greater. So I'm going to take the 24,000, and this is where I'm going to add a scribble. So we're going to hit Insert. We're going to do Drawing and hit New. That's going to create your own scribble. Oops, I forgot to do something. I'm going to hit Enter. I need this number, you guys. So I'm going to hit Control, going to highlight it, hit Control C. Now right under here, I'm going to insert my drawing to hit New. I'm going to create a text box. So I'm hitting the T. And now I'm going to draw a box. And then I'm going to go Control V. It's going to give me my number. Now I'm going to scribble, you guys, because it says it's 10 times bigger. So I'm going to do 24,286, and I'm going to multiply this by 10. Okay, so 0 times this entire number is 0. So I'm going to write a 0 there, and then I'm going to multiply everything by 1. And remember, anything multiplied by 1 is itself. So 6, 8, 2, 4, 2. Now remember, every 3 spots is a comma. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. I'm going to put a comma here. So we know this is Fredericksburg, and we're multiplying it by 10. So I'm going to go ahead and hit Save and Close. Hit Enter when that happens. I'm going to come right here. I'm going to make this a lot smaller. For some reason, it decided to be big, and that's okay. It's saying it is. And if we look at this, Fredericksburg could be considered 10 times smaller than Norfolk, because if we multiply Fredericksburg by 10, we get 242,868. So in all reality, we could say Norfolk is 10 times larger than Fredericksburg, and it's because of multiplying it by 10. I hope you guys had fun with this review. Remember to breathe, have fun, and to always remember to smile, giggle, and wiggle. Smile, giggle, and wiggle. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit like, also subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you can get some more videos. Have a good night. Bye.